We start with a point. Hi, it's Rob Bryanton, and welcome back to the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog. Today's entry is called Google and the Group Mind. And just a reminder, if you'd like to read along, there is a link down in the description box here on YouTube where you can go to the text version of this blog. With more and more people becoming connected to each other through the internet, not just superficially, but through deeper and wider connections of shared interest and shared experience across the planet, are we witnessing the beginnings of a shift to a group mind? Could we be approaching some sort of global shift in consciousness? And could patterns that reside within the extra dimensions be a part of that process? That's what I'd like to talk about in this, which is the final entry of 2008 for the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog. Google recently published their 2008 Zeitgeist report, an interesting way to look back upon the year, and if you're reading along in the text version, you can go click on that right now. I've been doing some Google tracking of my own this year, keeping track of what words come up as the top suggestions for each single letter of the alphabet in the Google Toolbar's results for the past 12 months. There's a full report you can see on the text version, or there's also a YouTube video that I created halfway through the year that looks at that list. Now, you may recall from previous blogs, there were two 10th anniversaries in 2008 that we looked at. 2008 was the 10th anniversary of the surprising announcement that the expansion of our universe is accelerating, an idea that seems counterintuitive. If our universe started from high energy, high order, the Big Bang, and is moving towards low energy, low order, or maximum entropy, that implies the image of a clockwork toy that's winding down, and that image doesn't fit with a universe of accelerating expansion. 2008 was also the 10th anniversary of Google, the search engine that has changed the way we interact with information more than any other invention in the history of mankind. Don't be evil is their unofficial motto, and that's a great one. The power of Google to inform and guide the general public's impression of what ideas are important and what ideas are popular is immense. And the ongoing war from get-rich-quick scammers and spammers who try to manipulate Google's search results for their own profit is a huge part of that story. Google is all about information, and this project is all about imagining the underlying information that becomes our reality. This is one of the things I talk about a lot with my way of visualizing reality. The idea from quantum physics experts like Seth Lloyd and Anton Zeilinger that information equals reality. With recent entries like Dreaming of Electric Sheep and Imagining the Omniverse, we've been playing with ways of imagining what it would be like to be an observer within the extra dimensions, moving our point of view around until the data aligns in a way that allows us to see a universe such as ours. This is an entertaining mind game, but it also speaks to the basic ideas any of us are asking when we wonder where our reality comes from. If information really equals reality, then absolutely everything about the universe we see around us can be thought of as being the shadows of higher dimensional selection patterns, an idea that connects us as much to cosmology as it does to spirituality. Subatomic particles, fractals, sacred geometry, life, consciousness, and our observed universe of 70 sextillion stars are all patterns that result from the flipbook of third-dimensional nows that we are stringing together from one frame of Planck time after another. I've talked before about how these ideas can be easily related to John Wheeler and digital physics. And I've also talked about how this relates to the connections of spirit and belief that tie us all together around the world. What else has changed? For well over 2 years now, typing 10th dimension into Google and pushing I'm feeling lucky takes you to my project, something that I still find amazing and humbling. As our world is shifting and the 10th dimension meme has continued to make its way through the world, are people's approaches to these ideas changing as well? Early in December, the 10th dimension animation vaulted to popularity through Dig and YouTube once again, with almost 4,500 digs and 100,000 YouTube views in a day. And while a certain amount of naysayers were there as usual to respond to this project's newfound popularity, there also seemed to be a substantially larger number of people who weren't just saying, "That blew my mind." They were also giving the impression that they now understand the logic of this new way of thinking about time and space. The idea that our reality comes from a fifth-dimensional probability space, for instance, has definitely gained ground since I began promoting the idea in 2006. So, after 2.5 years of people talking and thinking about this set of ideas, there appear to be many more within the general public willing to adopt this shift in thinking about the processes that create our reality. It seems self-evident that the possible future paths available to us change based upon the events happening at this very instant. But what we're talking about here is even more powerful than that. In The Past is an Illusion, I talked about the serious idea from quantum physics that current observations could also change things about the past. And a recent article in New Scientist magazine talks about quantum physics experiments that prove there are things about future measurements which can leak back into the present. In my blog a year ago, I suggested that the feeling that we live in times that are accelerating towards something larger as a result of the rapidly accelerating meme space we live in might be connected to the same higher dimensional effects that are causing our universe to accelerate its expansion as well. I believe both are eventually going to be shown to be the result and the proof of extra dimensions in the information that is creating our reality. But where are we going with all this? One of the conclusions I've tried to work us towards over the past year, blog by blog and idea by idea, is that there's strong evidence out there already that we're all connected together in ways that many of us are only beginning to understand. Two of the blog entries that talk about this are, "I know you, you know me," and "You are me and we're all together." My name is Rob Bryanton from the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog. Enjoy the journey. Hi friends, just a reminder that you can now buy a 6 DVD set of my video blogs at 10thdimension.com/store.